Ladies and gentlemen, I am Chris Antista of Laser Time here with Diamond Dog Dave Rudden, who is fresh off of a demo of Prey 2.
Yeah, technically it's just Prey.
Oh.
New developer, new publisher. It's Bethesda publishing it. Arcane, the developers of Dishonored, they are just developing this, and it is a marked difference from the Prey from 2006.
Yeah.
That one's about alien. I mean, they're both about aliens, but the conceit is way different there. You know, the first one started a Native American guy, and there was the whole cool intro with "Don't Fear the Reaper." This is way different. It's way more. I guess you could say it's way more analytical, way more like in your head kind of stuff.
It's weird to break down what Prey actually was, but I think at the end of the day, it was an immersive game with a bunch of elements that messed with you.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw a little bit of that in some of the E3 demos. But you're going to walk us through what? Your five favorite moments?
My 5 favorite moments. I played the first hour of the game, thanks to Bethesda and Arcane, and yeah, there's some really neat moments that I thought we'd point out.
Let's do this.
Cool.
Number 5.
So number 5 is the testing facility. The way that the demo starts after you have a helicopter ride, which is the intro. So basically the demo starts with you going to a testing facility. It's a new job that your brother has hooked up for you. You do a bunch of, kind of tutorial-like tests, run to this, jump to that.
Look up, look down.
Yes, and then the end has this really weird quiz questionnaire where you're answering questions about whether you'd push someone in front of a train, whether you push a fat person in front of a train, whether you'd turn a train around if it only killed one person instead of 5.
Yes.
And then the entire testing sequence ends with one of the observers getting killed by mimics, which are the only enemy that they have in the demo. This is your first introduction to the mimic, and then you get to some hands-on experience with them later.
Number 4.
Number 4 is me actually taking it to the mimics. There aren't a lot of weapons in this demo. There's just the wrench. There is a shotgun, which works as you expect a shotgun to do, and the glue gun. So at first I didn't do well with the glue gun. I didn't realize that once you use the glue gun on these mimics, you freeze them in place.
Yeah, you're essentially putting them in a stasis so you can whack them infinitely with a wrench.
But they can break out, which I didn't realize at first. But by the end of the demo, I'd gotten it down, and you can see me knock out a few mimics. And you really need to do that because the mimics, especially for a first enemy in a game, they are wily and they'll move around and they'll kind of morph, and you don't know where they're gonna go. So getting them with that glue gun and hitting them with that wrench as fast as possible is key.
Number 3.
Number 3, as a fan of Total Recall, I loved the sequence where you open a video file on your computer and you're literally talking to yourself.
Get your ass to Prey.
Yes. One of the things that you can do in Prey is you can choose between a male or female protagonist. So the sequence will play out, a little bit differently if you chose a male. So that would be a male talking back to you. I chose the female protagonist, and here she is giving me kind of the lowdown, and that I'm basically part of this weird experiment where I've been living the same day every day, and they're doing these tests to see if I'm breaking down as a result. And then one of the cool things that the developers pointed out is that there is a key code to a safe hidden in the background of the video, which is erased by the time you go back there, but since the video's in the past, the code's on the wall.
You're not going to like what I have to say next.
Number 2.
Number 2 is the moment where you finally break through into the simulation. You spend the first few minutes of the game, you fly to this testing facility, then you see the testing go wrong, but then you wake up back in the same room you were at the beginning of the demo. But you walk.
Sonny and Cher playing like in Groundhog Day.
Yeah, kind of. But you walk out and you see everything has gone to shit. Where there was once just a repairman, there's a dead repairman. So you go back into the room and you have to figure out how to break out of whatever is happening because you can't use any of the doors. I tried to unlock the doors. I stupidly hit the wrench on the door and that didn't work. But then I walk back in and in true 1984 Apple fashion, hit the wrench on the glass and it shatters to show the background that you're just part of this elaborate simulation.
It was a Apple Big Brother reference, but for you kids out there, think Cabin in the Woods?
I guess so.
Like Cabin in the Woods? To realize it's all a facade.
Yes.
You've been in a simulation the whole time.
And then you get to explore the background of the simulation and see how like parts of the opening were basically just formulated for you. It's really neat. Number 1 is the credits, which I know is weird, but I mean for Prey, it's kind of par for the course.
I was going to say, not for Prey. Even if you don't remember much about Prey, almost everybody remembers the opening of the original Prey with the Blue Oyster Cult soundtrack kicks in and the roof lifts up. Everybody remembers that. It's a very iconic opening.
If you tell a gamer, don't fear the Reaper, they're immediately going to think of that. This is completely different. You're not in some dive bar hearing Three Dog Night. You are in a posh helicopter flying to the testing facility, but as you fly towards it, you get this beautiful cityscape.
Great song.
And then you see the credits play out just in the background of the environment as you're looking outside.
Doesn't matter which way you're
Doesn't
looking.
matter if you're looking out the left window or the right window. You can technically look at the floor if you want and just ignore it, but I thought it was cool that just to see where they've hidden the titles, they don't do it in a way where it's garish or kind of in your face. You kind of have to, in a couple cases, you have to look for it, which is kind of cool. And a great way to open up the game and kind of shows you how different it is from the previous Prey.
I mean, I think if there's, I don't know what many things you need to nail in a Prey game, but an opening is probably one of them.
Yes.
So I'm glad that made it to number 1, and you can see it for yourself because we're gonna show you the entire demo in its entirety. You can click on that, head over to that. You can subscribe to the channel. We have a bunch of fun videos for you up every week, and don't forget to go to lasertimepodcast.com for more of our stupid articles and silly podcasts.
And when the game comes out on May 5th, I'm betting that we're going to be playing a decent stream of it on the Laser Time Twitch page, so that'll be fun when it comes out.
Yeah, dude, stay tuned.